Pisces, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Born Without Boundaries. From Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. If you're not subscribed over here yet, please remember to subscribe. Help this channel grow. Every single week, I provide a weekly astrology forecast for the zodiac sign of Pisces. It is not a horoscope. It is actually accurate, and we'll get into why. We're going to start off really broad with all the big stuff that's going on, Pisces. And then I'm going to focus that down into Pisces specific information. And then I'm going to break everything down into the 3 decans of Pisces so that you can get an accurate understanding of how your natal sun is being aspected by everything that's going on this week, and then what that means for your bottom line. To understand this video, all you need to know is your birth date. Everything else I will translate for you. So kick your feet up and enjoy a listen, and always feel free to comment below because I'm very, very curious as to how you guys are experiencing this energy. So this is for the week of August 16th to the 22nd, 2023. We're going to start off with the big stuff, Pisces. Big stuff includes the new moon. Yeah, it's a very romantic new moon today. So happy new moon, August 16th. It's a new moon in Leo, which is all about romance and confidence and love and a new you, a new understanding of your own personal value. It is conjunct to Venus. It is square to Uranus, and it is trine to Chiron. So it is all about staking your independence and finding new ways to value who you are, as well as new attractions and attracting something completely different, maybe because you've learned the hard way. You know what I'm saying? It is also trine to the north node and sextile to the south node. So it's asking us this dynamic change of how do we get more comfortable with our own sense of self and our personal authority over the responsibility, the personal responsibility we have in our relationships, right? Maybe even taking more incentive or action on our own to kind of open ourselves up to this new opportunities in love. Maybe new opportunities in the love that you already have, or new opportunities in the love that you could have. This could also be financial opportunities that you're welcoming in as well. Major shifts in money, value systems, and also romance is a little note I had to myself. Amen. Yes, it's actually, so the new moon is happening at 23 degrees Leo, and Uranus is at 23 degrees Taurus. So this is an exact square. So this is definitely challenging our sense of independence, uniqueness, and individuality, and wanting to break out of the norm and stake our claim to uniqueness and unique experiences. So this could get kind of spicy. We also have this week Mercury conjunct Mars. Now, Mercury is in its shadow period. It is going to be going retrograde next week on the 23rd. You're already going to start to feel that slowing down, retrograde, things coming up. My phone just froze, and it's just like, okay, here it's starting. That's kind of what it's going to feel, but it's not yet retrograde. Shadow periods sometimes can be worse than the retrogrades themselves. Just saying, Mercury is conjunct to Mars, which is actually a very brilliant energy of, especially because they're both in Virgo. This is a sense of let's get things done, let's be productive, but things that make sense, practical, putting them in place, scheduling them, making time frames for all of them, making things make sense, putting them into order, and having the energy to do it, to speak very almost pedantically and very certainly and confidently, maybe to take action through words. But here's what worries me. We also have these two energies, this conjunction between Mercury and Mars in opposition to Neptune, which means it could be a lot of bullshit statements that are being made. Like a lot of confidence and a lot of plans that are being made based on delusions and illusions, which is something that we really need to watch out for. We also have a grand trine between Mars, Uranus, and Pluto, which means that we might be getting a little bit too cozy, comfy in things that are distinctively different, and we're not questioning their vitality or their not vitality. We're not questioning their truth enough, and that could be where we're a little bit distracted. Is what I want to bring your attention to. We also have Venus square to Jupiter all week long, including during this new moon, and what that is in one word is indulgence. So it is kind of going overboard, eating too much, drinking too much, too much, like just this energy of excess and decadence, including spending too much. So that could be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. There is a lot of excitement in the air. It's just, I feel like what happens this week stays in this week. You know, it's kind of like going to Vegas, where you're in this false world, but you're having real fun with it. So as long as we keep it light and we keep it sexy and we keep it like choices that don't violate our integrity, we can be okay. It's going to be hard for us to pull the reins on ourselves and make sure that we don't go too far. Just an FYI. Let's turn to Pisces specific information, shall we? To do that, I look at A, what's going on in Pisces, the zodiac sign itself, and then B, what is going on with your ruling dignitaries and how are they being interacted with? Because those will sort of salt bay, you know, they're sort of season your entire life, right? That's what they do. They're never not impacting you. So let's talk about it. In the zodiac sign of Pisces, we have Saturn and Neptune. Couldn't have more dynamic and diametric opposites in Pisces. So Pisces ones that are conjunct to Saturn is between... I apologize. God bless me. Okay. Saturn that is between 4 to 4, it's retrograding from 5 degrees to 4 degrees Pisces this week. That's conjuncting all you Pisces ones. And then we have Neptune that is retrograde as well. That's retrograding from 27 to 26 degrees Neptune. That's conjunct to all you Pisces 3s. Pisces 3s are all about dreams, psychic energy, creativity, and Pisces 1s are all about getting real, getting serious, and getting to the grind. Could not be more opposite. But if we combine those energies somehow, maybe we could find a way to be really productive. Just saying. Jupiter and Neptune are both your ruling dignitaries. Jupiter is your traditional ruler. Before we discovered Neptune, it was all about Jupiter, and it's not like Jupiter energy just stops impacting you guys. It doesn't. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jupiter, but then we're going to dive into your modern ruler, which is Neptune. Now, Jupiter is in Taurus, and it's going to move. It's still going direct, though it's about to go retrograde at the end of August. Just an FYI, or is that beginning of September? Within that week, it's going to go retrograde too. But it's between 14 and 15 degrees Taurus now, so it's right in dead center of the second decan of Taurus. It is square to Venus all week. That's pretty much the constant, and that's all about indulgence and decadence. So if you feel yourself really being whisked away by these, by these whimsies, it is that energy, that sort of optimistic but overindulgent energy. So just be wary of it, just an FYI. Neptune is in Pisces. It's, like I said, moving between 27 and 26 degrees since it is in retrograde. There's a lot happening in Neptune, so let's talk about it. It is sextile to Pluto, so it is still about these brilliant generational changes that are coming into the world. Technological, scientific is usually breakthroughs that are happening, but definitely something that is coming from the dream realm into the reality that will change things for good. That's basically what's happening. That's over the next 13 years, y'all. That's not going to happen tomorrow, but you're going to feel the rumbles. Neptune is also sextile to Uranus, which means sextile to Pluto, sextile to Uranus. You got to be kidding me, right? This is a brilliant frickin' breakthrough. The possibilities and the fortitude to make it happen. Huge thinking outside of the box and unimaginable discoveries. Exceptionality, that's over the next couple of years. Next 6 years? Next 3 or 4 years? Something like that. Now this week, we have Neptune in opposition to Mars, which is very much trying to make up for perceived inadequacies, right? Delusional. The sense of delusion, thinking that something is real when it's not, and almost like aiming at monsters, right? The shadows on the wall, they're so big, but they're not. They're just somebody messing with you. And so you could really jump at shadows when Neptune is in opposition to Mars. And then we have Mercury in opposition to Neptune is all about bullshit. It's all about illusion. It's all about false talk, fake talk, mistaken information or information that is misleading, right? It's all about brain fog and being very distracted or easily distracted. This is definitely the week where I think that you guys will be challenged to separate fact from fiction and reality from imagination. So it'll be really easy to kind of put one over on you guys, especially those of you who are born in Pisces 3. Just an FYI, if it seems too good to be true, it's because it is. These can also be used as distraction tactics for you, so be wary of that as well. So let's go into the decans, shall we? Okay, if you know that your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Pisces, you are a Pisces 1 because your natal sun is in the first decan of Pisces. Now, what the heck is, how would I know? Your natal chart. And you can get your natal chart easily. No, this isn't a commercial. A lot of websites do it. You can just search free natal chart or free birth chart. You'll need your birth date, time, and location. You put that information in, and within seconds, it'll spit out a free natal chart for you. The website. There's so many websites that generate them for free. So then you'll see on the wheel, your natal sun falls in on one of the 30 degrees of Pisces. Everybody's sun does. So if you know that your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Pisces, it is in the first decan of Pisces. A decan is a group of 10 degrees. It's a span of 10 degrees. What you call it? An array of 10 degrees, right? And then, so that puts it in the first decan of Pisces. What was I going to say? This correlates to birthdays between basically February Pisces. Basically, that's it. So anywhere between, say, February 19th to February 29th. That would be you guys. Your natal suns are the ones conjunct to Saturn, so you're all about the business, taking things seriously. These deceptions with Neptune will impact you the least because you have Saturn kind of solidifying you. Though what happens at the end of this week, you guys need to watch out for, because then Saturn goes in opposition to the sun, and that opposition will last through the beginning of September, so like through September 4th. So what does that mean? There is going to be some real stress and agitation when it comes to dealing with personal authority or feeling that you have personal authority or that you're being taken seriously. So that can be very distracting for you as well. In fact, it might be the ultimate distraction for you. So it will be self-care and calming yourself down and trying to sift out that ego and instead just focus on, you know, the importance of what you're working on, or the importance of why you started out, instead of, you know, all the hits that your ego may be taking this week, is really going to help you sort of pay attention to or remember the important stuff instead of getting distracted or easily aggravated. And then we have, though it could also mean that rules, laws, regulations may be causing a major frustration this week for you, just an FYI. And then we have a semi-square to Chiron as well. Semi-square to Chiron is just a stubbornness or a mentality of, you know, maybe I don't deserve this, you know, maybe I'm not good enough. And so that could those two energies combined, especially toward the end of this week when Saturn is in opposition to the sun, and when your natal suns are then therefore conjuncting Saturn in opposition to the sun for the next 2 weeks, that might really play on you feeling like I'm slowing down because I'm ruined. I'm not good enough. That is not true. It's just an ebb within the flow, and it will pick up again in a couple of weeks, I promise you. Let's go on to Pisces 2. So if you know that, because you know your natal chart, and you know that your natal sun is between 0 and 19 degrees Pisces, you are a Pisces 2. This correlates to Piscean birthdays between March 1st and March 11th. Okay? This is a very beautiful and passionate time for you. Very sensual, maybe overindulgence is here, or trying to compensate with overindulgence to make yourself feel good, because you have a quincunx to Venus, including during this new moon, and you have a sextile to Jupiter, which means that you are going to get lucky. You're going to get lucky. You're going to get happy. There's going to be a lot of reason to celebrate. There's opportunity here, opportunity knocking on your door just because you're charismatic. This is a blessing that you guys have going for you for the next couple of weeks. I would say frickin' enjoy it, is what I say. But especially the new moon, especially around the new moon, you will be extra indulgent, and you will be more prone to be experimental and more risque around this new moon, letting in new experiences. Not to say that's bad, just FYI. Let's go on to Pisces 3. So Pisces 3, if you know that your natal suns are between 20 and 29 degrees Pisces, you are a Pisces 3. Your birthdays would be sometime between, say, March 12th and March 22nd. So right up through that Aries cusp, which would be the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Your natal suns are sextile to Pluto, so there is a major dynamic about you that people just trust you and take you seriously, and it opens doors for you, and that's going to happen over the next couple of years. I did write this down. Most prone to be deceived or fall for bullshit. And we talked about that because you are conjunct to Neptune, which kind of was beautiful for creativity and, right, just allowing your imagination to inspire you. But now that there's this opposition to Mars conjunct to Mercury, you could be self-deceiving and thinking something is real, or making decisions on phantasms and actually taking it too seriously. So just an FYI, this is that week where you have to particularly watch, you guys especially, if something seems too good to be true, it is. Or if somebody warns you it's too good to be true, trust them. I'm just letting you know. We also have a sextile to Uranus, which is long term, which is you are in your experimental phase. You want to open up and express your freedom and discover your uniqueness. But we also have a quincunx to the sun and a quincunx to the new moon, which could cause agitation or almost like a spur in your side when it comes to your sense of self, your sense of your own personal passions, your own personal purpose, or your own ability to create. So this could be also what spurs you into or agitates you into overcompensating, or feeling like you have to overcompensate for some reason, and your inadequacies can be laid on the table a little bit too easy for you to see. This is a time for personal care, because all of this is just distracting you or trying to distract you from your purpose. It's not actually true. So self-care, rest, a sense of let yourself slow down, and be compassionate. Find compassion for yourself this week. I love you guys so much, and I hope you will share your experiences with me over here. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and then come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your weekly Pisces tarot card reading. I love you guys. See you soon.